Children, moving ahead, we will see the next topic, the rise and fall of Napoleon Bonaparte. In 1804, Napoleon declared himself as Emperor of France. Children, as I had told you earlier, that after the fall of the Jacobean government, the power went into the wealthier middle class and they formed their own government, in which they formed two legislative councils, and these legislative council appointed a directory with 5 members each, but the directory and the legislative council could not agree with each other and there were constant fights, which led to the growth of power of Napoleon Bonaparte, and that's how he sees the reins in his hand, and in 1804 he declared himself as the Emperor of France. Napoleon, he set out to conquer neighboring European countries and disposing dynasties and creating new kingdoms, and he placed his family's members there. People saw him as a modernizer of France, and he also introduced laws which were very famous, like protection of private property and uniform system of weights and measures in the decimal system. So people saw that he was really good for their country, but soon realized that he was also very harsh in his treatment, and then they realized that he was projecting was not so right. He too was turning into a tyrant ruler. And finally, in 1815, Napoleon Bonaparte lost the Battle of Waterloo, after which he was disposed, and again a republic form of government was established in France. So you see, this was the entire story of the French Revolution, and with this revolution the people were able to put an end to the rule of monarchy, that is the rule of the king in France, and now France has become a republic. Special privileges that were given to the higher estate were abolished, and now everyone was treated equally. Everyone enjoyed the freedom of speech, life, irrespective of class and creed, and even the higher posts were now open to talented people who with merit, and even religious freedom was granted to all. And then you see these ideas that the French Revolution had spread, the ideas of equality, liberty, and fraternity. They spread all across the world, and people realized the importance of equality, freedom, liberty. Okay, and even in India, we see that we have used this while framing our constitution. And one of the revolutionary steps, like last year you have learned in our constitution, is providing universal adult franchise to all adults in our country. Okay, and even the fundamental rights that we have are all based after getting these ideas from the French Revolution. Children, these are some of the important dates that you must remember while learning the French Revolution. Okay, so I'll just take you across these dates. So you can see, first 1774 King Louis becomes the king. Then in 5th May 1789 the king calls the State General. Then 20th June 1789 there is a tennis court oath. Then 14 July 1789, important day, raising of the Bastille jail, and the officials start the French Revolution. Okay, and you can see this is the date line. And then you see in 1791 the National Assembly completes the draft, and France becomes a constitutional monarchy. In 1792 National Convention declares France a republic. Okay, 1793 and 94 is the reign of terror, and you can see here 1794 Robespierre is killed and the directory system is introduced. 1799 Napoleon becomes the first consul, is becoming popular, and finally in 1804 he's crowned himself as the Emperor of France. And I missed out one more date, which is the Battle of Waterloo. You can see here, Battle of Waterloo 1815, where Napoleon Bonaparte is defeated, and that's the end to the rule of Napoleon Bonaparte and the end to your chapter on French Revolution. And I hope it you have understood the lesson, and I hope I'm quite clear. And please give me a like button. Please do subscribe to this if you find it useful.